Oh, Sergey, you want to talk about a CAS issue up here? We've not had one of those for a while.
Uh, yeah, so I guess we need to probably first introduce myself,
Sure.
at least.
Sorry, should we just hold off one sec? We'll start the recording in a second, and then we can do the introduction bit. Usually we record this for YouTube, so if we don't start the recording, then we'll
You mean the recording is going to be published on YouTube?
it is, yeah. So in uh I'm happy to host if no one else. Yeah, okay. So in a few moments, I'll leave it silent for 5 seconds. That'll help Maël to cut the video later because it's a manual process. And then we'll get into the introductions and we'll get into the agenda and we'll go from there. Um, okay, so I'll leave it silent for a few minutes. If you don't want to be on a few seconds, sorry. If you don't want to be on YouTube, now's the time to turn your camera off. Okay, hello everyone. It's the 29th of January 2026, and this is the cert-manager weekly meeting. We have some interesting stuff that's appeared on the agenda today, and I'm thoroughly looking forward to going over that. Um, let's start with some introductions. Sergey, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah. Hello, everybody. My name is Sergey, and I'm actually working for Google in a professional services organization for Google Cloud in particular. I I'm not going to be, like saying here anything authoritative or whatsoever. In my role, right, I'm supporting the Google Cloud customers with certificate lifecycle management in Google Cloud and other topics. And one of my customers, if you wish, right, is Murat, who is on the call today as well. All right, and together we have been requesting, or we are requesting, right, a change to the Google Cashier, which is a component that links cert-manager to the Google Cloud Certificate Authority Service, which, let me say so, at the moment in the maintenance mode, and the future of it is not clear. It is not clear to me as well, right? Google is a big organization, and I cannot really tell anything right now on behalf of Google about the plans or future for it, right? But it would be interesting to listen to the situation, to the plans, maybe to learn learn each other, or like meet each other, and because in the past 5 years, I think we've came across of cert-manager's ubiquitous component for Kubernetes workloads everywhere. It's like on the standard, and maybe it would be worth passing word to Murat right now to complete our introduction.
Yeah, thank you, Sergey. So my name is Murat Kubilay. I'm working for Deutsche Bank CSO organization, and we are using actively cert-manager. And we believe that to request cert from the CAs in Google Certificate Authority Service. And we believe that an enhancement in the Google CAS issue will be not only beneficial for our organization, but for anyone who is using the Google Cloud Certificate Authority Service. For this reason, Sergey has created a pull request, and we would like to understand how the process can continue from now on and how it would be reviewed, and a new revision and a new release of Google CAS issue can be created. And we would definitely like your help and support in this regard. Thank you.
Well, thank you both. It's first of all, it's great to have you here. It's always fantastic when someone joins the meeting along with a pull request. It's always heartening to see. Um, I, I certainly the CAS Azure is as a project has been in a kind of a weird state. The obvious comparison to draw is to the AWS private CA issuer, which is part of the cert-manager organization, but is maintained by AWS employees, with us needing very little input on that. It's kind of with us for as backups, I suppose. If anything were to happen to it, we can keep the open source project's lights on. But largely it's managed by them, and we've said for a while that having the CAS issuer, having some involvement from Google in the CAS issuer would be beneficial. You've said obviously you can't speak authoritatively for it or for the future of any involvement, and I understand that. But this is a great first step, right? It's a first interaction. My memory is that the CAS issue was kind of like created pretty quickly over a few days, like 4 or 5 years ago, because it seemed like the right thing to do, and then priorities changed and all that, but it's sort of stuck around. So yeah, this is fantastic to see, and obviously the actual PR itself looks good to me. Obviously, I've not dug into any detail or anything, but like it's fantastic to see a obviously high quality contribution that's had some thought put into it.
Yes, and so it's basically pretty straightforward. I'm not sure if this is super high quality, right? But it is very straightforward. We have also added a unit test there, or a couple of them. The functionality that in this particular case we are adding, right, is in itself maybe worth talking through. Let me say so very quickly. If I can say that when the cert-manager fetches a certificate from Google Cloud Cert, a Certificate Authority Service CAS, it creates a Kubernetes secret with three key value pairs, one being CRT PAM file with the chain, with the certificate itself, public part, and the chain, the certificate private key, the second one, and the third one. At the moment, it is fetching a CA certificate, a root CA certificate of the CA authority instance that particularly has issued that particular certificate, right? Now, we are aware about the recommendations, good practices, also multiple times mentioned in the cert-manager documentation, right, that trust bundle distribution should happen over a dedicated centralized channel, right? But what happens in reality, especially in organizations with hundreds, if not probably thousands of individual application development teams and Kubernetes clusters and so on and so on, many of them follow the path of least resistance. And what is happening is that they use the CA-CRT from the secret, right, in their client trust bundles, right, which like seemingly like way to go, and independently whether they copy through trust manager this value or not, right, it seems like a quick way to do, and probably a right way to do, to trust that particular CA when connecting to the server and so on. But this way is substantially complicating the migration process of root CA when the time comes, and the time comes in 5 or whatever 10, I don't know how many, 3 years, right? And when that comes, right, once you have hundreds of teams who are relying upon this particular procedure for, or even like if you have even one installation, right, of it, but it distributes or issues certificates for hundreds of applications, right, it becomes really challenge to, and like an invasive way of migrating all the to the new root CA. In particular, because you need to now update the clients, not only the server and the clients, and in order to maintain the uptime, you would need to actually update them close in time to each other, ideally simultaneously, which is not possible usually. Now, the thing is that what I think Murat has come up with an idea, one can say so, is to is to utilize a little bit the information from the certificate authority service on the cloud, on Google Cloud side. There is an API call which allows actually to like adjacent endpoint to the create certificate, right? There is an adjacent endpoint that is called fetch CA certificates from a pool, right? The normal CA rotation process involves creating a new CA in the same pool, which is the entry point for certificate fetching, right? And disabling the previous one, keeping them both together for a particular amount of time. Now the new one starts issuing the certificates and so on. But there is an endpoint which returns you all CA certificate chains from that pool, all of them, right? I don't think we need all of those certificates in this CA CRT because we need a root only, right? But if there are multiple CAs, right, in this pool from which the Google Cache fetches certificates, right, what we can do, we can return all of the currently available CAs, roots of all currently available CAs. What that means? That means that that you can now update the server with a new certificate from cert-manager, right? And only and do not break the current clients, because they will see that are using this suboptimal, let me say so, trust bundle distribution way, right? Which, I mean, I appreciate that this is the wrong way to maybe to distribute a trust bundle, but once you have that, right, our change that we are proposing, right, would not break such clients right away, right? And that would allow the allow clients migration at a later point in time. Yeah.
I do. Go on, sorry.
Right. So I just want to add very quickly on top of what Sergey said. So one of the advantages of the Google Certificate Authority Service, it has a concept of pools. So, and you can add multiple CAs in a pool and the clients are directly communicating with the pools and not with the CAs. So it makes the CA transition and CA key rollover transparent for the clients. But of course, it's a challenge when it seamlessly work if the CAs are from the same CA hierarchy and the root CA certificate is the same. But if we introduce a new root CA and there's a root key rollover, then it's a challenge or also for the Kubernetes workloads. Of course, there can be a flag day which you can just enforce maybe all the workloads in a Kubernetes cluster to renew certificate and get from the new CA. But even this is not a solution because the workloads in the Kubernetes can also consume endpoints which are not hosted in Kubernetes. And those endpoints can still utilize the old certificate because the root key rollover is a process and all the applications are not just changing their certificates. They only just rotate the certificates before they are about to expire. For this reason, for a seamless transaction in all the Kubernetes environments, in Google Cloud or in other, let's say, OpenShift or whatever, this optional, let's say, addition which has been added, Sergey, so it is definitely backward compatible and it's not breaking anything. And if the clients are eager to make this change, they just make a configuration or set a flag, and then they have in their CA/CRT not only the old root but the new root certificate.
Yeah, I think you both very eloquently presented the case there, and I think I'm leaning towards saying that this is just an easy thing to accept. The core of it is, as you correctly say, um, we don't encourage CA.crt, and in cert-manager itself, this would be a much more contentious thing to do. The CAS issuer isn't in cert-manager, so it can do what it likes, kind of thing, and it's much less contentious to mess about with CA.crt. That doesn't change in cert-manager that we would generally recommend people against using it. That we believe that to be good advice. And it also doesn't change that probably Trust Manager or some kind of plug-in system with Trust Manager probably makes more sense for absolute safety, but that doesn't mean that this isn't an improvement, and it seems clearly you've thought about it. This seems to be an improvement to me. And yeah, like as you say, in the real world, people do this stuff, and it's not like it's better to. In this case, it seems obviously better to just give people that lever that they can choose to pull to get these CA certs out of CAS, and it just works, right? I don't see a problem. Like I have a minor nitpick with the PR as it stands. I've obviously not reviewed it fully, but I'm happy to commit to reviewing it, merging it, and then I don't see why we couldn't do a release pretty quickly. I believe that there's been a there was a new Go release recently, which has triggered a few vulnerability scanners, and so we will probably be doing a release soon of things anyway. Um, I can't commit to a specific timeline. I'm spinning a few plates, and I've got a 5-month-old daughter at home, but I can certainly try and take a look at this. I will review this tomorrow. It's 20 past 5 in the afternoon for me now, so it will be tomorrow at this point. But hopefully we can get this merged and get a release out for you in the near future if that works for you guys.
To be honest, that is much more than I was expecting when entering the call. This is super news. I wanted to add a very small remark that this change is introducing an optional flag, right? I think we are trying not to break whatever is their deployment configuration, so that it is only optional if you wish setting a flag on the issuer.
Sure thing.
There is, yeah.
Ultimately, um, it being opt-in just makes it even easier to to approve, right? Like there's very little reason to be concerned for that reason, right?
Right. So, and from the perspective of this project, first of all, well, everybody noticed the note in the README of the Google CAS issuer calling for ownership on that project, and I see where it is. I can probably say here that Google CAS issuer is ubiquitous in the clients who at the moment who are communicating with Google Cloud Certificate Authority Service. I cannot probably say about plans, and for sure I cannot like give or like share any insight about the commitments about this project or whatsoever. I don't have any, but by the way, I probably can mention here is that we have similar situations in the Kubernetes world, right? With drivers for managed Google Cloud services. I think my favorite example is Google Fuse GCS Fuse driver for cloud storage. All right, where actually there was, I think, a couple of years ago, meanwhile almost two, I think, where dedicated Google team has taken over ownership of that repository, migrated to another repo to the under Google umbrella, and provided some kind of how to say it, not guarantees, right, but at least a life cycle and the team behind this open source project. In our case, I cannot do that, and of course, I'm not in position to say about it. I'm in professional services, and I'm facing some kind of clients who are using Google CAS issuer everywhere, right? But what I think what I think like I could maybe what we could need, right, is or what could help is that from time to time, right, submitting carefully thought, right, maybe pull request to the CAS issuer. This is what me and potentially my colleagues from my team or my organization could be doing in the interim future, right, if needed. I think it would be fair to say that if I'm not mistaken, this is a CNCF project, open source project.
Cert-manager itself is the side projects like Cass Issuer, like Trust Manager, they live in a kind of a different world. Cert-manager is the one that is definitely CNCF, and then the others kind of fall under that umbrella to some extent, but they're in a murkier state. But you,
I mean, I don't think that Google Cache is useful without cert-manager
yes,
in any way, right? But anyways, I think we have some kind of in our organization some kind of allow list policies for commits into to such source code repositories, right? Also, the license is okay, right, on that project at the moment. And about the future, it is really. I mean, I can say that I'm pushing very much on the product team. I would be very curious if to hear if you had a contact with Google with Certificate Authority Service or Cloud Certificate Manager team from Google before.
uh,
Some
I the last I'd heard, I think, was that someone had tried to reach out and it didn't go anywhere. And for that, that's the reason that we've kind of put it into sort of maintenance mode. We didn't want to screw people over who were already using it, but we also couldn't commit to maintaining it.
I mean,
Uh,
I fully see that this
yeah,
is real work, right? To and in general stuff, a big deal of work associated with it. Uh, I'm like I'm only welcoming, right? Some kind of good news that I'm hearing right now that we might get a pull request merged in observable future. So to say, this is. I mean, I'm more or less right. My intention was to hear what would you say about this, right? But but if there is a chance to get that merged, this sounds super cool.
yeah. Well, I'm really glad to hear the things that you're saying. Like, if we can work with Google on this, we want to. Like I say, we work well with AWS for their issuer. There's no reason that we can't have the same thing with GCP in this one. It's also great to hear that this is ubiquitous for your customer environments. That's really cool as well. Um, we're open to work with Google or with any contributors really. If a dedicated community member really wanted to take over on this, we certainly wouldn't stand in the way. Like I guess the main thing is we keep the dialogue open, and I would encourage you to always feel welcome in these weekly meetings or in the our stand-up meetings if the time's inappropriate for you. We're always happy to talk.
Yeah.
And yeah, in the short term, this PR seems like an easy one. And I say another part to it is that these CRDs for the cash issuer are beta CRDs and can be changed relatively easily going forward. So there's not really any reason for us to be particularly concerned um, about changes in this project for now.
Yeah, we have a long, or I have pretty much long history. I mean, 5 years, I would say, pretty exactly. Right, of working in this area, and it keeps being regular, right? Let me say so. I see actually a growing number of customers who are interested in certificate lifecycle management, and I have obviously, right, internally I have contact to the product team as
Yeah.
well.
So we're
Maybe
like
one,
keeping those communication channels open is going to be key, and we're always happy to talk. This all sounds super positive.
so maybe one small comment from me. So this pull request is originated from a real client requirement. But I think it would really make also sense for us to check the other, let's say, issues like AWS issues, and if they have some other further cooler features that also might make sense for the Google Cloud issue, we can also just plan it ahead, Sergey, in the upcoming days.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I think so.
Yeah, makes sense to me. Um, I think we have a way forwards here. We're going to keep the communication channels open. We'll certainly hope to hear about further involvement here, but in the short term, I'll take a look at this. I think a release probably isn't going to happen until at least next week, but certainly you should get a review on this PR within 24 hours, and we'll move forward from there. I would also say, obviously, we are reachable on Slack and Kubernetes Slack as well in cert-manager dev. The links are all on the website, which obviously you've read. So any other stuff, you can reach us there if you're not able to make a meeting, or you're always welcome in these meetings, as I said before.
Much appreciated.
Brilliant. Well, this is already a very productive weekly meeting. Wow. Um, I will tear myself away from looking at that PR for now to move forwards, unless there's anything else on that topic. No, I think we're good. So we'll move on. We've got Maël and Hemant, the plan for Cert Manager 120. I'll throw it over to one of you, whoever feels you want to take the mic.
Okay, then I'll start.
There you go.
Yeah, so haven't did a lot of work these last couple of days. The PR, I think it's done.
Yeah.
I'm I'm still struggling understanding what the end-to-end tests are testing. That's why I was trying to run them myself and see if it's also there is a question about the Acme. I don't know how this new feature relates to the Acme feature. I think it doesn't have any interaction, I think.
Which Acme feature, sorry?
Sorry. I'm being okay. I need to think because uh this is the this is the Acme HTTP01 implementation. Sorry. Never mind what I just said. I was thinking, but where is it? But where is it? But I was actually testing it all along without actually paying attention. Anyways, we're planning. There has been a discussion, long discussion on whether or not we should be adding more and more flags to turn on and off certain features. The concern was that if somehow, and this will happen in the future, the Gateway API P team introduces a new resource like listener set, for example, and cert-manager starts watching this new resource, then people who will be using this the Gateway feature will be stuck. Like they will have to upgrade cert-manager in order to upgrade the Gateway API CRDs because sorry, the opposite. First CRDs, then cert-manager. This concern led us to continue with the flags that Hemant introduced. But for context, we will have to add even more flags because we probably need to support the experimental. We probably, I don't know, but the experimental resources, if they ever appear, because for now they don't. Yeah, so the plan is to add this flag in 120, and then later, if we have the time and if there is consensus, we could make the CRDs dynamically like the watchers, the feature being turned on automatically if the CRD is present.
Yeah, I think like speaking more on that, Istio introduced their own libraries called delayed informers, which basically keep watching if the CRDs are present, and then if the CRDs eventually come up, they basically trigger a callback to actually populate the informers. So, I mean, that is a lot of work, I feel, but the first step would be to at least like use delayed informers to check if we have specific versions of CRDs and stuff present. because right now it's just like we check if experimental CRDs are present. We don't have a lot of control over like what versions and what groups of CRDs or what kinds of CRDs are present. So that might be something as an initial step, and then we can see if we can actually integrate the whole delayed informer stuff.
And the problem we're trying to solve is the experience with these flags isn't great, we think. A few months ago, we decided not to do this dynamic informers. We decided it was not a good idea, too complex, and it wouldn't give a lot of benefits. But then I found this, the Istio implementation of this. I tested it because I was using I have been using K Gateway for a bit. It's not the best. It's not the best controller I've found, but it works, and it is especially it is very nice the way it waits for the CRD to appear, and if it ever appears, then it starts the informer. It doesn't do the teardown, but I honestly don't think it's a problem. It's a very minor. I know Adam is against this idea, especially because it's hard to clean up existing informers if a user deletes a CRD. But my point would be that it's rare. It's not a big deal. And if the complexity of having these dynamic informers is not super great, then maybe it's worth doing, and we can just drop all of these flags.
Yeah.
I guess the next step would be to investigate whether it's complex or not. I feel like the Istio implementation is huge. I haven't really looked at it, but it seems large. So I would understand if it's too large and then
I guess the question I have is, are we even open to using Istio's libraries, or like do we re-implement stuff?
Oh, please, no.
Very much depends on the
we
size
got
of the PR,
away,
right?
right? We got away from, we somehow got rid of, I can't remember, I think CMCTL is the one, or there was one of the components that was relying on Istio maybe, or is.
Istio CSR does, and we've had some
That's the only
pain.
one.
CMCTL had huge problems importing Helm, was the
Helm,
pain
okay.
point there.
So Istio CSR is the one.
It
I
was, yeah.
would be against using, I guess my immediate thought is we would have to either vendor it, re-implement it, probably re-implement it because they don't have the same. Istio has a difference. It's not even Istio, but K Gateway has a different set of, let's say, requirements.
Yeah.
In fact, their entire implementation is around Gateway API, and the
Yep.
Gateway API is like they have resources that appear, and I mean CRDs come and go over time. No, I mean what I mean is they create new resources over time, and I guess.
Yeah, no, I mean, it makes sense because we don't like plan to use all of the gateway API resources anyway, because like ours is like a subset. But yeah, I think like Ash posted the link. Yeah, that's the link I was looking at too. So it doesn't seem that
Oh, they're
huge.
just using the cache, like the standard client Go cache and everything. But there are things that are outside of this file, so
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
other
yeah,
Istio
but-
I would
imports.
not say this is the implementation.
Like it's not an immediate no for me from just looking at that file, but it depends what the other imports contain, right? And what's coming in that way and how important they are. But like
Yeah.
this is Apache license, so we can kind of copy paste it and attribute it, and that's
Mhm.
okay. It seems
Yeah,
it's
that
an
seems
option.
like a good approach.
I,
Yes.
I'm more I don't have strong feelings on this. I'm more interested in the effect that it has on our ability to get things over the line before cert-manager 120. Like at this point of with cert-manager 120 coming up soon, I'm starting to think like, are we going to make our release that's
No,
currently
no, no, we're
scheduled?
not changing the plan. We
Yeah,
are
this is
introducing
not
this new
for.
flag. Yeah.
Yeah.
In that case, I, I apologize. I think I misunderstood. But so this is yeah, like I said, there's something interesting to that. I think I'm sure that it would be useful for us to adopt something like this, the delayed client, but it's gonna it'll become quick apparent very quickly looking into the imports here to find out if this is actually lots of code or just a little bit of code, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
can
that
say
was
that
my.
oh, sorry, go ahead.
Very good. No, that was my thought too, that we can basically start implementing it, not for 120 obviously, and see how complex it gets before deciding if you want to go with it or not.
That yeah, I see if it goes into 121. I'm certainly good with that.
Yeah.
I've learned a lot from just listening to that, so thank you for sharing it both.
Uh, by the way, I'm planning on working tomorrow with Hemant at 3:30 my time to do an alpha one. We
Fantastic.
will work together because Hammond wants to be a shadow of this. Let's see
Brilliant.
what it is that we're doing.
Oh,
It's going to be super boring.
yeah, it's deeply unexciting, but
No.
unless something goes wrong, in which case it may be exciting, but hopefully nothing goes wrong.
Yeah, I mean, eventually I do want to become a maintainer, so
Of
it
course.
kind of helps to see how the release process is.
We That reminds me actually, we have discussed before about getting you moved up the ladder. Like you're where are you at now on the
I think I'm a reviewer right now.
okay.
Yeah, so
So
the
the next
next
step
step
is
is
approver.
approver. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, not a maintainer. Yeah.
Would you are you well, you just said you want to be a maintainer, so
Yeah.
you want to be an approver clearly.
Yeah.
We can certainly kick that off. We can I certainly think you meet the criteria. Um, I mean, I'm happy to sponsor you. I'm sure I don't want to speak for Maël, but I'm pretty sure that he's going to be happy as well.
Oh, yes.
So you have the sponsors. If you it says in there that it's on you. I want to
Yeah.
open a PR to update. Like
Okay. Yeah, I
feel
can
free
do that.
feel free to
Yep.
ping it over, and
Yep.
we can get that done.
Yep, that works. Thank you so much.
Thank you
Thank you
so
for
much.
hosting me.
You deserve all of the thanks. Brilliant. That's all good. Is there anything more on the ex-listener set stuff? It all seems broadly just very positive to me. Cool.
Oh, yes. No,
Oh,
no, no. I just want to say that I need at least one or two people uh, who are interested in Gateway API. No, one person would be enough. I need one other person to test this with another Gateway API implementation. I know it doesn't have to be like it's this new implementation, the implementation. What Hammond did isn't really about whatever Gateway API implementation we're using, but the story of how to use this is important. Because I wrote this blog post that says here is how you're going to be on multi-tenant gateways. I call it, yeah, that's how I want to call them, multi-tenant gateways. gateways that are used by multiple teams, it needs to be clear. It needs to be these features must work well for this. So if there is someone on this call or listening to this great recording,
I,
I would
I,
love it if someone could try this, and I can give all the information needed.
one thing I'm wondering is in the cert-manager sort of open channel on Slack, someone called Daniel offered to be a tester.
Oh, excellent.
I don't
Okay,
know.
I
I don't know what
haven't.
they. I don't know what they're using or how they're going to test it. But
Is it in the cert-manager or cert-manager
yeah,
dev
yeah.
thing?
It's the main one. I'll copy a link to the actual message. But
Oh, Daniel, it looks
yeah,
to be tad early, but I'd love. Oh, excellent. Okay, so we're settled. I found the
your
one
victim.
person.
Daniel is the chosen one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the documentation isn't written yet, but I will work with them to see if it works well.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
we might. Sorry, go ahead, Ash.
I was saying good. You go ahead.
We might also want like a blog post for this so that there's visibility.
Oh, I had created a ticket internally to do it, but
Uh,
if you're bringing it up, maybe you want to write it. I don't
yeah,
know.
I can write it. I can try my stint at a blog.
Okay, great. Excellent. Very good. That means this ticket that I created can be that can be closed. I mean, if you're picking it up, then great.
Yeah. All right. That's it. That's it.
Usually helps to unmute myself. That's awesome. Thank you both. I would love to read that blog post. Um, the last thing on the agenda is triaging. I did just want to quickly check with you, Hemant, about the renewal policy in Windows PR. Um,
Oh yeah.
do, no pressure, there's no
Mhm.
need for this to be in 120. I left a
Yeah.
few comments if you
Yeah, so I did move all the code to internal cron. I did run into some linting issues, so I fixed that, and then added a to-do to my list to add that test for a different time zone. So probably like this weekend, I'll work on that. I fixed all the lint issues with internal cron, so that's done. I
oh
just need to
sweet.
yeah.
Thank you. Well, yeah, no pressure, but if you do want a review, feel free to ping me on Slack or something. I can
Yep, yep,
take a
for
look.
sure. Yeah. Yeah, I'll probably ping you this weekend or like Monday or Tuesday.
Fair enough. I absolutely will not respond until Monday. I, I don't even look at Slack at the weekend, but I will
Yeah.
make time for it next week.
Thank you.
Thank you. Um, so on to triage. We've got 15 minutes left. Um, I the one that I have already looked at was the request for cryptographic mechanisms used in cert-manager, which uh, is fourth on the list. I've put it into chat. I consider this to be professional services work, and I will not be doing it. Like they could pay someone to do it. They could, I'm sure CyberArk can provide this information, but it's open source code. They can go and get this information themselves. It's not on us to go and do this, and I intend to close this as such unless someone is feeling particularly charitable and wants to go and do it for them. But I, this is not the role of an open source maintainer to fill out this questionnaire.
I bet AI could do it. So
I would not trust that for like a security audit, but
yeah.
that they maybe they get them over the line. But yeah, everything would agree that that will be closed. Um, so that's one ticked off. The one picking the top one just because it's on the top. Let me see if I'm able to share my screen. I think I am. Okay, it's this one. Uh, we have Acme cluster issue not recovering after a vault restart.
Oh,
There's a lot of words.
wow. Okay.
Yeah, this is the densest one. If you'd like, we can leave it for the end if we still have energy.
I will happily follow that.
I'm interested.
Instrumentation to vault issue assign operation.
I'm there using Gateway API. Nice. Sorry, unrelated. Yeah,
Well,
this seems to like good first issue type of thing. We can
yes,
just have a message saying we would gladly accept the PR.
absolutely. I think the vault thing is internal, right? Internal
Yeah.
vault. Sign.
Oh, external account bindings.
Cool. Consider that one triaged.
And
External account, but oh, this one has cropped up before.
yeah. We, I'm surprised. Why did we only like added the RSA support? Is it because it's I don't understand.
I don't think there was any conscious decision. Like, there's no reason to not use our ECC. It's just a thing that needs action. Maybe like our stuff is based on the Go X crypto acting client, and maybe they didn't support it or something. I don't know that to be true, but that's a possibility. I
It seems like a backlog thing.
Yeah. I think
Another thing that could be worked on by someone.
yeah. Normally, I don't think cryptography would come into good first issues, but I think this is because it's not really much to do with cryptography. Um,
Wow, we're going so fast through these tickets.
Gotta go fast.
This is good, right? I mean, these are first issues, first posts, so there's not like history or comment to them. There is one I linked in the chat that had lots of history, and I thought it was interesting because there's been feature requests for this in 2019, 20, 21, and 22. And each issue got some likes, some upvotes, and I guess it must have been discussed before I joined the team. Maybe some things
Yeah, I think it has. It's one of these topics that come that
regularly. Yeah,
yeah.
I assume so. Yeah,
And Ash will tell us what's the current status.
Which one are we talking on now, sorry?
it's in the
Yeah.
chat. It's not a document.
Oh,
No,
sorry.
no, I added it to the document also. It's the
Oh, did you? Okay,
7751.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Custodians.
Yeah,
this
yeah.
one. We just completely skipped over the Venafi one.
I
Okay.
I didn't intend to.
No, no, no. It's fine. I will take care of it. Just
Yeah,
focus on the custom key usage.
yeah, I think that's fair. Wouldn't even mind having to set a this is dangerous pool. I mean,
Could you say
this
that again? It didn't quite.
So I'm just reading this. I like that they say they don't mind going off piste for this. I mean this shouldn't be particularly difficult to implement, I don't think. Um, Outside of the fact that I'm not sure where Go has support for custom key usages. It has plenty of support for extra extensions, but I'm not sure about the key usages. So
But didn't we add some custom something,
extra extensions we did. Um,
but not key
no,
usages?
so there is. So yeah, key usage key usage is an enum in Go, which means that they can't easily be extended without changing the standard library. Like the extra extensions is an easy enough thing to add onto because it supports it natively. I don't know if there's anything about custom key usages that would enable us to. Basically, anything that's in this struct is easy for us to add, and anything that isn't in the struct is a pain in the ass. So I don't know how easy this would be to actually do. Because I'm sure in the code here there's a mapping somewhere. Yeah. So they have a mapping here of key use to OID. If their OID isn't in here, we just can't really. We're certainly not going to be forking CryptoX 509. So
Who is this? Who is the maintainer of the Go crypto
Filippo
library?
Valsorda usually.
We should message him.
I
Hey,
mean,
there's.
I think he's got bigger fish to fry right now than custom key usages.
Oh
I
yeah,
know
the
the
yeah
post-quantum stuff is probably taking a lot of his time. Um,
yeah Go 126.
Server authentication is a Microsoft one. I'm guessing that these aren't like what he needs. Server gated crypto, is that the same? It is not.
So they are trying to use it with the CA issuer, I guess, because they're talking about rolling their own certificate authority.
I mean, it that would make sense. But 13615 5731. That's that one. What? What?
Oh,
Is
great,
this
we're
even
done.
is this even a custom OID? Uh,
Oh,
just the same. Uh, okay, I'm no longer sure if this person is confused or not. Um, I will take another look at this tomorrow and see if I can comment on it, so we're not spending our time here.
oh, okay.
Maybe this can just be closed because I think we do support that one because it's the standard one, and it would be weird for Microsoft to require a custom thing there, but we'll see. Um, Add this to my calendar so it's something that I'll actually do. And
Oh, wait, actually, there's something last week. The last item from last week, it was about cross signing or something like that.
Yeah, I think it's in the future triage.
yeah, I took a. I'm not seeing it actually.
It's this one, support cross signed. Yeah, this one.
That was it.
Yeah.
So I looked into it a bit. I don't have a response for it just yet. I did take a quick look. I'll try and get back into it a bit more, but I wasn't. I think I was starting to convince myself that this was not a thing that we needed to do, and um, I'll give it another look. Anyone else, obviously, also welcome to take a look, but it's quite a dense thing. It feels more like an Istio problem to me. I thought that it was something you could do in Istio. I'm going to call it there.
Oh,
It's sorry, go on, Maël.
oh no, no, no. I'll let you finish.
I was going to say we're getting towards 6 o'clock, so
Oh, okay.
I'm probably going to call it. Thank you, everyone, for joining and participating. Really enjoyed this meeting. I almost didn't make it to the meeting, and I'm very glad that I did. Hopefully, we'll see you around at the next one or any future meeting. Everyone's always welcome. If you're watching on YouTube, like and subscribe, of course. And thank you, everyone. We'll see you soon.
Great. And thanks
Hey
for
guys.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Bye bye.
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 Have a good evening, everyone.